Okay, hi everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening if you are listening to me in the evening. So, well, you are a witness of a history. Literally, a history is happening now because this is my very first recording in English. However, I feel like I'm pretty convenient in talking in English, in recording in English as well, and in potentially holding hypnotherapy sessions in English and holding workshops and group meetings in English. So we will see how this is happening. But to start with, I would like to start from introducing myself. Who am I and what am I doing? So recently, few people actually suggested to me that maybe I should record something in English, introduce myself, and kind of spread what I'm doing further to work not only with people from Poland or with people speaking Polish, but to the whole world. Actually, nowadays the world is open to anyone who can communicate in English. And actually, many years ago, when I started my adventure in raising my own consciousness, in opening to what is really possible in the universe if we believe in our potential, if we are guided by frequencies of our hearts. I will talk about this a little bit later. Truly, miracles can happen. If I put on the side any planning, controlling, any to-do lists that something must happen just the way I planned it, when I put everything aside and I just open myself to possibilities, then really the entire universe is working to do anything that's possible to actually help me doing what I love the most. And well, besides my husband and my two lovely dogs, I love working with people as a hypnotherapist. So my name is Ania Juchniewicz. I'm a qualified hypnotherapist, certified therapist of working with family constellation method started by Bert Hellinger. I also study psychology of trauma. And today I wanted to tell you a little bit more about hypnotherapy sessions. So probably when you hear the word hypnosis, it may happen that you feel uncertain, maybe even insecure, definitely not entirely 100% convinced that hypnosis is something that could help you in any way. So I don't want to say my mission, but definitely something that I'm promoting for the last couple of years, especially when I work with people using hypnotherapy, when I see brilliant effects that hypnotherapy is helping with for my clients. Definitely, hypnosis is not something that we should be scared of. So maybe to start with, and just talking about our brains, which are constantly changing its electricity, right? There are neurons, there are cells in our brains that are changing with every minute, every second of our life, with every single thought we have, with every single picture we imagine. It doesn't matter whether you are awakened or you are sleeping, right? Our brains constantly work. So is it abnormal that our minds, our brains are working, or is it quite natural? I would say the second. And similarly with hypnosis, hypnosis is actually intentional working on the natural waves of our brains so they can achieve the state of relaxation, comfort. Talking about waves, right? Naturally, every day, even now, probably when I'm talking to you, we would say that our brain waves are at the beta state. When we are focused, concentrated on the tasks, on the plans we have to do. And we certainly need this this work of our brains. However, on the other hand, nowadays, too many people too often experience lots of stress. And probably you know that stress is causing, it's impacting our lives in not exactly positive way. If it's just a little bit of the stress, then it's okay. But nowadays we are overloaded by stressful situations. And that's why now it's so popular to actually making our natural beta waves to go to the alpha state. And then in alpha state, we are definitely more relaxed. Again, it's a very natural state of our brains when you are, for example, falling asleep. You are with the alpha waves. When you wake up in the morning, maybe not, maybe you haven't opened your eyes yet. However, you are in this comfort state, blissful state, and you just want to stretch and probably welcome the new day. These are the alpha waves, right, of our minds. Now, also in the alpha waves, probably you have heard about some ways of learning, maybe learning new languages, when those alpha waves are used to make learning a language easier. And for example, small children, the smaller the child, the more natural alpha waves in their brains. And that's why children are learning much faster, they are happier, they like playing, they're in this funny mood, because their natural brain waves are at the alpha state, right? And it's very important for our health, for our body and minds, to actually relax. Then we can not only learn faster, but we are also getting more creative, calmer. And generally speaking, our lives are getting better. Then there are other two kind of waves that I will mention here, but just very quickly. There are gamma waves, which are even lower than beta waves, or higher than beta waves. And these are happening when we are in a very stressful situations, when the emotions are really picking up and we cannot really calm down ourselves quickly, but when we are in these very, very stressful situations. So definitely not desired waves, but also very natural. Then the total opposite of those gamma waves are delta waves. And in delta waves of our brain, again, a very natural state of our mind, because it's our body, because it's a natural way of working for our brains. It's how the creator, the universe, made our bodies to serve us best. So now in the delta waves, we are sleeping very deeply. In delta waves, we can regenerate, rejuvenate, and refresh our bodies, our minds the best, I would say. But the problem with delta waves is that we are not really conscious. We don't remember entirely our dreams. Some of the dreams, obviously, we will remember. But majority of people, most of the time, will not remember their dreams, at least fully. And it's a pity, because through our dreams, it's actually via our dreams, it's a perfect way for our subconscious, our soul, if you would like to call it this way, or for other close souls to ours, like our family, our friends, could communicate with us. Right? Probably at least once in your life you had a very meaningful dream, which was clearly a strong message for you. And doesn't matter if it was coming from your subconsciousness or your friends or family communicated with you, it was still deeply in your dream. Now imagine hypnosis is actually working between those delta waves when you are sleeping very deeply, between delta waves and those alpha waves that I've mentioned before, right? So learning fast, being creative, being relaxed, falling asleep, waking up, good mood, having a cocktail on the beach, right? Probably this. So now, besides those two waves, again, waves of your brain, very natural to you, without any additional substances, I would say, right? Just you and your body and your mind and your spirit. Between alpha waves and gamma waves, and delta waves, might as well. There is this kind of brain waves that we want to achieve in deep hypnosis, which are theta waves. Theta waves are somewhere between 4 and 8 hertz. I'm not sure if I'm talking well, if I pronounce this well in English. I hope you would know. uh, between 4 and 8 hertz are theta waves. And again, children, newborns, babies, toddlers are very, very often in those theta waves. Majority of their times, I would even say. And again, theta waves would be, if we compare this to dream, it would be a light dream. When someone is entering a room when you are sleeping in, maybe you could hear them, maybe you could wake up, right? In theta waves, you are landing very naturally when you meditate, when you are in a mindfulness session. So again, theta waves are very inspiring. They give you much deeper potential for your creativity. In theta waves, you can listen to your intuition, which can help you answering deep questions you might have that can inspire you in your life. Your intuition that could help you solving your problem. And from my experience when I'm working with my clients, I would say that intuition, when we really respect it, when we learn how to trust our intuition, we have a clear path to communicate with our hearts, or how I call it, with our souls. And this is what is, like, medically speaking, I would say, happening during hypnosis sessions, right? We are starting from a very deep relaxation to ensure your body and your mind is in a very comfortable and blissful state, so that you can focus purely on yourself, purely on your heart and this intuition, the voice of your soul that's coming very, very deeply from within you. So during the session, it is not me telling you anything or healing or directing energy or whatever else. No, I'm actually your companion in your own deep adventure to the depths of your heart. This is how I could call it. And also, when you are sleeping deeply, very often people forget to actually express an intention to have a meaningful dream. We could do this, and I believe some of you might be using this. But sometimes it happens, sometimes no, probably. When we are very tired, we just fall asleep and don't think about any intentions for a good night. With the in a hypnosis session, we always start from a very clear intention to what we want to truly achieve during the session. And also sometimes what I also noticed when I'm working with my clients, and I'm doing this for a couple of years now, sometimes people have clear questions that they are looking for answers. And very, very often, in majority situations, I would say, they are able to get the answers to their questions. And by saying to get the answers to their questions is they are able to answer them themselves. Because all answers, the entire truth, anything that is really true in the universe is also in our hearts, because we are parts of the universe, because we are parts of this one pure energy of love that each of us is part of. So you don't have to believe anyone else. You learn how to believe yourself. And very often my clients are so surprised, impressed, positively shocked, I would say, by what they actually discover during those journeys. Because in this very deep relaxation state, in this hypnotic trance, how I would call it as well, which is also very natural, right? Again, it's very natural. It's more natural than coffee, because coffee would already, the caffeine would already impact your body, would impact the way you perceive your life. Hypnotic, in hypnosis, right? How this can impact your body. It's only you and your relaxation. And it's your adventure, your own learning about yourself. So, again, maybe you have heard, maybe not, and it will be new to you, but it's believed, it's said that over 90%, sometimes some people say 95% of decisions we are making in our lives are actually directed by our subconsciousness. And when you think about this, look, for example, when you meet a completely new person, and sometimes this person doesn't even have to speak up. You would already know some kind of feeling about this person. You would already kind of feel if you like them or not really, if you want to involve into more conversation with them, or you would rather prefer to keep yourself on the side. And you haven't even spoken to this person, right? So this is how our subconsciousness works. And when you are deeply relaxed, when you let your natural brain waves to naturally go to this theta level, somewhere between alpha and deep sleep, which is delta waves, which are delta waves, then you allow yourself to discover what is really so deeply in you. And sometimes your question will be, I would say, at some level, And what you will discover during the hypnotherapy session is that the real answer is much, much deeper. Sometimes the answer might be from your childhood, from your adolescence, or from current situations in your life. But sometimes the answer might be much deeper in the past. Maybe it could be from the time when you were in your mom's belly. Maybe the answers are in another life, which you, as an eternal soul, already had, already experienced. It might also happen that the answer would be not on this planet Earth, but on another planet. In another dimension. Completely different body, or in a state without physical body. You might be surprised, but the sessions when my clients discover that they are not just bodies, they are someone, something much greater, eternal, full of light. These are very touching moments, very rewarding for me as a therapist as well. And then when I was talking now about getting the answers to those questions that we start the hypnotherapy session from, again, the answers might be much deeper than expected, because during hypnotherapy session, in those theta waves of our brains, in this very deep relaxation state, we are very rapidly raising our consciousness because of changing the perception on how we are looking into a specific issue. If you are, let's say, your problem, your issue is at this level, right? Let's say it's at this level. Oh, it's at this level. So in order to solve it, you cannot just stay on the same level, because you will not be able to see a solution. You need to change your perception. You need to go to another level, look into this from a different angle, to see the whole situation as a whole, right? The entire situation with its many various connections and dependencies. And only then you are able to solve your problem. And who will know the best how to solve your problem? It will be you. But you just need to change the way you look into this. I will give you a funny example. So imagine you are lying on the ground, on the floor, on your belly, with your nose deeply in a carpet. Very thick Persian carpet. Yeah? So you feel very uncomfortable, you don't like this position, and mainly what's causing the biggest issue, you cannot breathe because your nose is deeply in that carpet, right? So you are starting being afraid of what's happening. You cannot breathe. You don't know how to get out of this situation. You cannot see. You cannot see how to go out of this because your eyes are also closed while your nose is deeply in this Persian carpet, right? So what you need is to actually take your head slowly a bit up to actually realize, okay, now I can breathe, but I still don't like this position of my body. So you rise, you look into a bigger, from a bigger perception, right, onto this, from distance, right? The more you raise your head, the easier you can breathe because your body is getting the right posture, so your lungs can take more fresh air. You can open your eyes and you realize that you're actually sitting on this Persian carpet, and the carpet is actually having patterns, right? And the carpet with the patterns is actually in a room. What you are doing in this room, whether you are by yourself here or is it someone else on the carpet with you or in this room? Why you have found yourself lying down on that carpet? What's happening here, right? This is all changing your perception from the problem, from the issue you were in, right? And why I'm saying this? Because very often when people want to get the answer to their question, they would expect answer on the same level. But then what they discover during the hypnotherapy session is, wow, I would never expect that. And these are the words which I hear most often from my clients. I love the moments when they wake up, they open their eyes, and I can see this wow effect and gratitude in their eyes, right? So when you looking at the problem from a different perception, you naturally raise your consciousness because you go deeply to your subconscious mind, which very often impacts your decisions, right? This is what I have mentioned before. So now you can more consciously make your new decisions in your life. So that's one big aspect of having hypnotherapy session. And then another huge aspect, another advantage, I would say, of having hypnotherapy session is when you are So deeply listening to your intuition, to your heart, you you learn how to trust yourself. And next time, when you will need to make a very important decision, your first choice will not be to, for example, go to a psychic. I don't say you shouldn't never go. If you like it, it's your choice. But what I'm saying is maybe for you it will not be relying on someone else telling you what to do, but you will learn how to trust yourself, your higher self, your soul, the universe which surrounds you and is within you in every breath you take, in every bit of your heart, in this life, pulse of life in your veins, in your body, right? And then the broader is your perception on a specific situation, the more you realize your inner resources, the hidden potential that was always with you, but you were just not aware of it. If we are not aware of something, we cannot use it. But on the other hand, if we naturally have it as our resource, as our natural power, why shouldn't we use it in our lives? To have healthy, happy lives full of love. All right then. Okay, so it's almost 40 minutes when I was talking to you. And I realized I really love talking in English. So I'm looking forward to our hypnotherapy sessions in English, and who knows, maybe also workshops in English. The universe will show me. I cannot plan. I left all of this in the hands of God, universe, my higher self, this lovely, lovely, wonderful energy that's everywhere if we are only aware of it, if we only learn how to trust it. And then you will realize there are no coincidences. There are only plans of the universe that is working for you, for your happy life. Okay? All right. Thank you very much. I will leave you a contact to me somewhere in the commentary or below the video. Take care and have a great day. See you. Bye.